They said you wouldn't make it. They whispered you were done. But here you are, standing, scared, but unshaken. And whether they admit it or not, they're watching. Because something about you didn't break when it should have. Something about you kept walking through fire that would have burned most people alive. And now heaven is whispering what hell tried to silence. The test is over. The treasure is next. You didn't get here by accident. Every tear, every lonely night, every silent battle was seen. The heavens were watching. God was observing, not to punish, but to prepare. You were being tested, not to destroy you, but to refine what was already inside you. The kind of fire you went through doesn't come to people who are average. It only comes to those who are chosen. And you, yes you, were chosen long before the world saw your worth. The pain wasn't random. The isolation wasn't punishment. It was divine strategy. God was keeping you hidden, not because you weren't valuable, but because you were too valuable to be exposed too soon. You were wrapped in silence, pressed by pressure, trained in the shadows. And now, the cocoon is breaking. The tomb is empty. The test is complete. The treasure is about to surface. You didn't fold, even when your prayers were met with silence, even when your loyalty was met with betrayal, even when people you loved turned away as if you were invisible. You didn't curse, you didn't retaliate, you didn't quit. That wasn't weakness. That was strength under the Spirit's control. That was evidence you were being led by something bigger than your emotions. That was the fingerprint of the Holy One molding your heart into royalty. And the test wasn't about them. It wasn't about who left, who mocked, who doubted. The test was about you. Would you stay faithful without applause? Would you stay pure when temptation called? Would you still believe when everything screamed give up? And you did. You passed. Not perfectly, but persistently. You kept going. And that's what heaven was waiting to see. You see, most people give up right before the shift. They exit the wilderness when the water is only inches away. They break under pressure right before the blessing was scheduled to arrive. But you endured, and now the appointed time is whispering your name. You're not waiting for favor to find you. It's already chasing you down, because you didn't just survive the test. You proved you were ready for the treasure. And this treasure is not just money. It's not just opportunities or doors opening, though those are coming too. The real treasure is revelation, identity, authority. It's knowing who you are and who your Father is. It's walking into rooms not needing validation, not needing approval, because you already carry divine confirmation. That's what the wilderness gave you. That's what the crushing produced. You don't just believe in God, you now walk with Him. People will see the treasure and think it came easy, but they didn't see the nights you wept. They didn't hear the prayers you whispered. They don't know how close you came to quitting. But God does, and that's why what's coming will make sense only to you. Others may call it sudden, but you know the secret. Nothing about this is sudden. It's been years in the making. It's been soaked in sacrifice, sealed with obedience, birthed in brokenness. God doesn't hand treasures to just anyone. He entrusts them to those who've proven they can carry weight without letting it crush them. You've been weighted, yes, but you didn't get bitter. You got better. You didn't fight with carnal weapons. You fought on your knees. You didn't seek revenge. You sought restoration. And heaven took note of every single response. Every test you passed wasn't forgotten. It was logged. And now the record is about to be rewarded. You've shifted, and people who once could manipulate you will be confused. The same tactics won't work anymore. The same distractions won't stick, because you've grown. The test matured you. You're not the same person you were when the battle started. You've got a new mind, a new lens, a new spirit, and that's why the treasure won't crush you. It'll elevate you, but don't expect everyone to clap. Some people liked you better when you were doubting, when you were silent, when you were questioning yourself. They were comfortable with the version of you that needed them, that feared rejection. But now, you've tapped into purpose. You've discovered a power they can't manipulate. And that scares them. But don't let it distract you. Because what God is doing in you is far too valuable to waste energy on small-minded reactions. You're not just walking into a new season. You're walking into a divine setup. Things are going to start aligning that don't make sense in the natural. People will show up out of nowhere with the answers, resources, and connections you once begged for. Doors that were locked for years will swing open effortlessly, and you won't need to strive. You won't need to force. You'll just flow. Because when you pass the test, the treasure chases you. But remember this, you didn't pass just for you. Your obedience has broken things off generations. Your prayers have shifted things in the spiritual realm. The treasure that's coming is not just personal, it's prophetic. It's going to bless those connected to you. It's going to bring light to places still trapped in darkness. God didn't just raise you for your comfort. He raised you as a carrier, a deliverer, a kingdom ambassador. And this is only the beginning. What's about to unfold will shake you in the best way. You'll look back at your wilderness and smile, because now you understand. The fire didn't kill you. It qualified you. You were never meant to stay stuck in that wilderness. It was a temporary furnace, not a permanent sentence. God was not punishing you. He was positioning you. You felt abandoned, but you were actually being hand-carried through dimensions others don't even know exist. While people were laughing, mocking, walking away, thinking you were finished, God was hiding you in plain sight, protecting you from eyes that didn't deserve to see your glow before it was time to shine. See, chosen ones are never revealed prematurely. That's the secret of divine delay. It looks like nothing's happening on the outside, but internally, you were being transformed. Your heart was being recalibrated. Your spirit was learning to listen in silence. You weren't just surviving trials. You were learning how to reign after them. And now the heavens are leaning in. The scroll has turned. And the next chapter has a name written across it: restoration. There were moments you cried out, "God, where are you?" Not realizing He was closer than He's ever been. He just wasn't answering the way you expected. Sometimes His silence is His loudest message. Stay faithful. The treasure is being carved right now. And that treasure, it's not just in what you'll receive. It's in who you've become. You're not the same. There's oil on you now, wisdom in your walk, fire in your eyes. The enemy tried everything. He threw betrayal, rejection, confusion, fatigue, fear, lies, even familiar spirits. But none of it worked, because the test wasn't about their attacks. It was about your alignment. You kept showing up in prayer when you were tired. You kept worshiping when your world was shaking. You chose to believe when there was no physical evidence, and heaven calls that faith rare, golden, refined faith. And now the reward for that kind of faith isn't just emotional peace. It's tangible overflow. Opportunities will knock that you didn't apply for. Promotions will come with no explanation. Divine alignments are already being released behind the scenes. Because you passed the test, you don't have to chase anything. It's chasing you. Everything you thought you missed, everything that slipped through your fingers, it's circling back. But now with interest. Because God doesn't just restore, He multiplies. And yes, some people won't recognize you. They'll still talk to the old version of you, hoping you'll respond like before. But you won't. You've upgraded. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Your posture has changed. What once triggered you will now roll off your shoulders. What once scared you now motivates you. And that's because you're no longer trying to prove your worth. You know you're crowned. You didn't earn the treasure through works. You received it through endurance. There's a difference. You weren't perfect. You made mistakes. You doubted. You got tired. But you didn't quit. And that is what God was watching. When others bowed to pressure, you kept standing. And if you fell, you got back up. That resilience wasn't natural. It was supernatural. The Holy Spirit carried you when your flesh gave out. And now, He's handing you keys. Keys to peace that no storm can touch. Keys to vision that cuts through confusion. Keys to relationships that won't drain you, but elevate you. This next chapter is about strategic elevation. No more circles, no more unnecessary detours. Your steps are now being ordered with precision. And as you walk forward, you'll start recognizing why certain doors were blocked, why some people couldn't stay, why some prayers took years. God was teaching you how to walk by faith, not by familiarity. And now that you've proven you won't settle for counterfeit, He's about to deliver the authentic. Authentic love, authentic joy, authentic provision, authentic assignment. No more pretending, no more shrinking, no more spiritual amnesia. You know who you are now, and you know whose you are. There's a confidence rising in you that hell can't handle. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. You've tasted the pit, and now you're ready for the palace. But unlike others, you won't forget the process. You'll walk into rooms with humility, not ego. You'll bless others because you know what it's like to be broken. You'll lead with compassion because you've sat in silence wondering if God still heard you. That's why the treasure is safe in your hands now, because it won't corrupt you. It won't control you. It won't cause you to look down on others. It'll empower you to lift others up. God didn't put you through that pain for nothing. Every scar is now a map, guiding others through their own dark seasons. You're not just a survivor. You're a sign, a prophetic marker of what it looks like when someone refuses to give up. Don't be surprised when favor starts to fall like rain. Don't be shocked when doors open without you knocking. It's not luck, it's legacy. You've tapped into generational recompense. Your obedience has unlocked blessings that will echo beyond your life. Your children, your lineage, even strangers will taste the fruit of your faith. That's how powerful your test was. The enemy thought if he could just make you tired enough, you'd walk away. But what he didn't know is that weariness doesn't cancel destiny. God rewrote your strength in the dark. And now you're stronger than ever, not just in muscle, but in spirit. You're not moved by trends. You're not shaken by opinions. Because your identity isn't anchored in people, it's rooted in the spirit. The treasure was never about gold or fame. It was about the authority to walk in purpose without fear. And now you're walking like one who knows the King. You don't speak like a beggar. You don't dream like a doubter. You move like royalty. Because that's what you are. Royal by blood, chosen by grace, prepared by fire, sent with power. And if the enemy had known what this test would produce, he would have left you alone. But now it's too late. The floodgates are opening. The vault of heaven has your name written all over it. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what's about to be released. There was a reason the warfare intensified just before your breakthrough. It was the enemy's last desperate attempt to make you abort the promise. He saw it coming before you did. He sensed the angelic activity around you, the divine shift in your favor, and he panicked. That's why everything felt heavier. Why people changed. Why delays hit out of nowhere. Because darkness always tries to block the dawn, but it failed. You see, the test wasn't meant to break you. It was meant to birth you, to push you out of the old and into the ordained. That pain you endured, it wasn't wasted. It cracked the shell of limitation around your life. Every disappointment was a chisel, every heartbreak a fire, every setback a hidden classroom. And now, what was once a crushing weight has become your platform. Your crown wasn't placed on your head. It was forged in the furnace. People saw your storm, but they didn't see your strength. They saw the tears, but not the triumph in your silence. What they thought was your breakdown was actually your breaking through. You were shedding layers, removing idols, burning off what didn't belong. And while they were busy underestimating you, heaven was rewriting your name. The old labels, failure, reject, broken, cursed, they no longer apply. Now you're marked, favored, trusted, chosen, unstoppable. You didn't come this far just to survive. You came to reign. And this treasure that's being released is more than material. It's spiritual power, authority in your voice, clarity in your vision, discernment sharper than ever. You'll walk into rooms and shift atmospheres just by standing there. People won't know why they feel peace around you, but you will. The anointing you carry isn't loud, but it's lethal. It dismantles chains just by being present. You've become what hell fears, a surrendered vessel. Not a perfect person, but a willing one. That's all God needed. He wasn't looking for the most talented or the loudest voice. He was looking for the one who would say yes in the wilderness. And you did. You said yes when it didn't make sense. You said yes with nothing left in the tank. You said yes when everyone else said no. And now, heaven is saying yes back. That yes has activated a divine release. Doors that were bolted shut are now unlocking. Delays are being reversed. Resources are being routed to your name. But even more than that, God is giving you influence. You will speak, and people will listen. Not because of your resume, but because of your revelation. You'll have access to places that your past disqualified you from, not because of favoritism, but because of purpose. God's hand is upon you for such a time as this, and don't be surprised if it happens suddenly. What took others 10 years will take you 10 weeks, because favor accelerates. It overrides logic. It rewrites timelines. It brings back everything that was lost, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Not just to bless you, but to make you a blessing. Remember those long nights of wrestling with doubt? They were preparing you to handle this weight. The treasure is heavy, not in burden, but in glory. And now that you've proven you won't mishandle it, God is releasing it. You will carry wealth without pride, influence without ego, power without manipulation. That's why the test had to be so deep, because the calling is so high. And yes, it will feel surreal at first. You'll look at the doors opening, the favor flowing, the blessings manifesting, and wonder, is this really for me? But don't second guess it. Don't shrink. Don't apologize for the abundance. You paid for this in the currency of tears. You endured what would have broken many. You stood in faith when logic screamed at you to give up. You stayed loyal to God when others walked away. That loyalty wasn't unnoticed. God watched it all. He recorded every silent battle, every unseen act of obedience, every moment you poured out your heart in prayer and got up still trusting. And now He's honoring it publicly. What was once private agony is turning into public reward, not to flex, but to testify. And as your treasure manifests, so will your purpose. They are linked. You're not just being blessed, you're being positioned to lead, to influence, to shift atmospheres, positioned to pull others out of the same pits you once cried in. You're not just getting wealth, you're becoming a well, a source of light, wisdom, healing, and truth. You'll notice your circle shift, not because you're better, but because your vibration has changed. You can't hang around small mindsets anymore. You can't entertain old distractions, not because of arrogance, but because of assignment. What's on your life is too important to dilute. You've got nations to reach, generations to impact. You don't have time for pettiness or people-pleasing. You're walking in divine alignment now. So don't look back. Don't revisit what God already rescued you from. Don't reopen doors that were sealed shut for your protection. You've passed the test. Now comes the treasure. And this treasure won't fade. It won't be stolen. It won't slip through your fingers. It was tailor-made for you, forged through fire, sealed with purpose, guarded by grace. And as it comes, stay grounded, stay grateful, stay in worship, because the same God who brought you to this mountain will carry you to the next. This isn't the end, it's the launch. A new beginning, marked not by striving, but by soaring. You don't have to force it, you just have to flow. Everything that tried to bury you has become the soil for your breakthrough. And now, you're rising, not just to be seen, but to be sent. Chosen one, this is your time. As you begin to step into this new season, one thing is clear. The testing you went through wasn't just to prepare you for the treasure. It was to prepare others for what God is about to do in your life. You weren't meant to go through these trials alone. Your testimony is a blueprint for others who are in the same fire. The pain that felt like it would consume you now becomes the light that will guide others out. The treasure you've unlocked is not only about material things, it's about influence, wisdom, and spiritual authority. And the greatest part of this treasure is that you get to share it. You're not being blessed just to keep it to yourself. The wealth that's coming into your life is meant to overflow, not just for your family, but for generations, for those around you who need to witness what God can do when someone holds on to their faith. You are about to become a beacon of hope for people who are struggling, wondering if they will ever make it through. And when they see you, they'll know they can too. The impact you're about to make will not only affect your immediate circle, but ripple out into communities, nations, and even the world. God is expanding your reach far beyond what you thought was possible. Just when you thought your influence was small, He's been quietly positioning you to take your place on a much larger stage. This is your time to shine. And shine you will. Remember, the treasure that's being released isn't just a reward. It's a tool. It's the means by which you will fulfill your purpose. It will allow you to walk into rooms that were previously closed, but it will also allow you to reach people who've been waiting for your message. The enemy thought he could silence you, but God's favor is speaking for you now. Every time you open your mouth, words will carry weight. Every move you make will be purposeful, divinely orchestrated. You've stepped into your purpose in a way that's irreversible. There's no going back now. Your feet are firmly planted in the path that God has set before you. You are not going to stumble. You are not going to be shaken. Even when challenges come, and they will, you will stand firm because you've been trained for this. Your foundation is strong, and no matter how high the storm clouds rise, you will rise higher. The enemy wants you to doubt this moment. He wants you to second-guess your victory, make you feel unworthy, and convince you that you're not capable of handling the blessing that's coming. But I'm here to tell you, this is not the time to shrink back. This is the moment to stand tall, to declare boldly that you are chosen, anointed, and prepared. You didn't make it this far only to be sidelined. The race has just begun, and you're about to run with momentum that will leave others in awe. Your treasure is not just in what you'll receive, it's in the lives you'll impact. As you walk into this new season, you will walk into it with a new sense of responsibility. You're not just collecting wealth for your own pleasure, but you're gathering resources to build, to invest, to help, to heal, to restore. The treasure you're receiving will allow you to create systems of wealth and stability for others. You'll see the needs around you, and you will have the resources to meet them. You will be able to bless those who are in need, open doors for those who are stuck, and elevate those who've been forgotten. But understand this, the treasure is not just about abundance, it's also about influence and wisdom. God will give you supernatural strategies, ideas that others won't have, and doors that were locked before will begin to swing open with ease. The wisdom you've gained from your battles, that's the treasure. The clarity you now walk in, that's the treasure. The discernment you've developed, that's the treasure. You've earned these things, and now they are yours to steward. There's also something important you need to realize. This treasure comes with a new level of authority. The kind of authority that comes from enduring the fire. This isn't about dominating others. This is about stepping into the rightful authority God has always intended for you. The authority to speak life into situations that seem dead, to raise up leaders, to build up communities. Your influence will not be used for personal gain. It will be used for His glory. When God blesses you in this season, it will be clear that it's not just about you. It will be a testimony to His goodness. The people who counted you out, the ones who never believed in your potential, they will now witness your rise. And as they watch, they will know that it wasn't your strength or your effort that got you here. It was the grace of God. And the beauty of it is that you don't have to chase it. The blessings, the influence, the treasure, it's all chasing you now. You've positioned yourself in a place of surrender. And because of that, God is sending the overflow into your life. As you stay faithful, as you stay humble, as you continue to serve, the doors will continue to open, and the blessings will continue to pour. The people around you will begin to notice the change. They will see the favor on your life, and some of them will wonder how you got to this point. But you won't need to explain. The favor will speak for itself. Your journey will speak for itself. Every moment of perseverance, every tear, every prayer, it's all built up to this point. And now, the time has come for you to receive the treasure. So, take a deep breath. Let it sink in. You've made it. The treasure is yours. But this is just the beginning. You are about to walk into a season of unprecedented favor, of extraordinary growth, and of divine acceleration. And as you do, remember, this treasure is not for you alone. It is for you to share, to build with, and to multiply. As you continue to step into this new realm of favor and blessing, it's vital to understand that this season is not one of passive waiting. No, this is a season of action, purpose, and acceleration. What once seemed like a distant dream is now within your reach. The treasure you've unlocked isn't just a gift, it's a responsibility. And you've been chosen not just to receive it, but to use it. You see, the treasure that's coming into your life is not about indulgence, it's about impact. You were tested, refined, and prepared for this moment, not to sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor alone, but to give, to build, and to create a legacy. This is a time where God is not just blessing you for your own benefit. He's blessing you because He has a bigger purpose in mind. You're about to be a vessel for change, a catalyst for transformation, not just in your life, but in the lives of many others. You've been trusted with a platform, and now it's time to use it. The influence you've gained, the wisdom you've acquired, the resources you're about to receive, they are all part of a divine strategy that's bigger than you. Your success is not only for your own enjoyment, but for the greater good. Your breakthrough is not just a personal victory. It's a prophetic sign for others that their breakthrough is also on the way. This is where the work begins. The treasure that's coming into your life is not a one-time event. It's a continuous flow of provision, wisdom, and opportunity. You are entering a season where God will continually open doors that no man can shut, pour out blessings that cannot be contained, and give you opportunities that you never imagined possible. But in order to keep walking in this favor, you have to stay vigilant, stay obedient, and stay focused. The temptation will be to rest, to sit back, and to enjoy what's coming. But this is not a time for complacency. This is a time to rise higher. This is a time to expand your vision. The treasure is coming, yes, but now you must be prepared to steward it with wisdom and grace. The greater the blessing, the greater the responsibility. And you have been equipped for this task. One of the keys to stewarding your treasure is to stay humble. It's easy to get caught up in the allure of success, to let pride take root when you see how far you've come. But remember, everything you have comes from God. The treasure you are about to receive is not something you've earned by your own strength. It's a result of His mercy, His grace, and His divine favor. So, as He blesses you, don't forget the source. Don't forget that your position is by His design, and your prosperity is His provision. In this season, God is calling you to remain grounded, to stay connected to your purpose, and to use your blessing for something bigger than yourself. Your success is meant to serve others. Your wealth is meant to build the kingdom. Your influence is meant to bring glory to God. And as long as you keep your eyes fixed on Him, as long as you stay focused on the mission, you will continue to walk in favor. There will be those who try to pull you back, people who don't understand the favor on your life, people who will question your success, challenge your decisions, or even try to convince you to stop moving forward. But remember, this journey is between you and God. Don't let anyone talk you out of what He has promised. Don't let anyone discourage you from pursuing the treasure that's rightfully yours. You've fought too hard, you've endured too much, and you've come too far to turn back now. You may also face moments of doubt, times when the weight of your blessings feels overwhelming. You'll wonder if you can handle it all. But understand this, you have been equipped for this moment. The same God who brought you through the trials, the tests, and the battles is the same God who will sustain you in the victory. Trust in His strength, trust in His plan, and know that He will provide everything you need to fulfill your purpose. As the treasure begins to manifest in your life, you'll notice something remarkable happening. People will begin to look to you for guidance, for wisdom, and for inspiration. You will be the person they turn to when they need encouragement. Your life will be a living testimony of God's faithfulness. And as others see how far you've come, they will begin to believe that their own breakthrough is possible. Your testimony will become the spark that ignites a movement of faith, hope, and restoration in the lives of those around you. Now, more than ever, you need to guard your heart and your mind. The treasure you're receiving will attract both positive and negative attention. There will be people who celebrate with you, and there will be others who try to tear you down. You must remain focused on your purpose and stay anchored in God's Word. He will protect you from the distractions, the discouragement, and the attacks of the enemy. This is your season of acceleration. What took others years to achieve, you will achieve in months. What others spent decades praying for, you will receive in a moment. But as the blessings pour in, remember this: it's not about how much you have. It's about what you do with what you have. The true treasure isn't found in material wealth or success. It's found in how you use your resources to impact the world for Christ. You are entering a season of expansion. Your influence will grow, your resources will multiply, and your impact will reach further than you ever thought possible. This is not just about you. This is about God's kingdom coming to earth through your life. The treasure you've unlocked is a tool for His glory, and as you continue to walk in His favor, He will continue to bless you beyond measure. The test was hard. The trials were long. But now, the treasure is here. And as you embrace it, remember, you are not just receiving a gift. You are being entrusted with a calling to build, to lead, and to impact. A calling to use your treasure to bless others and to glorify God. This is just the beginning, and the best is yet to come. As you continue to step forward into the abundance that's being released into your life, it's essential to remember that the journey doesn't end here. While the treasure has been unlocked, this season is not merely about receiving. It's about sustaining, multiplying, and creating a ripple effect that will last far beyond your own lifetime. You've been entrusted with something powerful, and how you steward it will determine the legacy you leave behind. The treasure you've gained is not just for your comfort or personal glory. It's a divine tool that God is going to use to transform not only your life, but the lives of those around you. The way you use it will speak volumes about your heart, your purpose, and your relationship with Him. The question now is, how will you steward this treasure? It's not just about the wealth or the resources you're receiving. It's about how you use them to build the kingdom of God. This is your opportunity to create systems, to invest in others, to make a real impact that will ripple through generations. You have the chance to plant seeds that will grow into trees of influence, prosperity, and legacy. You might be wondering, how do I use this treasure? How do I navigate this new level of influence and abundance? It all begins with vision. Your vision determines where you go and what you do with the treasure. It's important to ask yourself, what is God's purpose for this season in my life? What is He calling me to build? Who am I meant to serve? As you begin to clarify these questions, God will begin to download strategies, ideas, and plans that will guide you into your next steps. Don't be afraid to dream big. Don't limit yourself by what you think is possible or realistic. With God on your side, there is no ceiling to what you can accomplish. He's placed this treasure in your hands for a reason, and it's meant to stretch you, to challenge you, and to push you beyond what you thought was achievable. You were created for greatness, and now you're stepping into it. But with this new level of blessing comes a new level of responsibility. God is not just giving you this treasure so that you can enjoy it for yourself. He's giving it to you because He trusts you. He trusts that you will be faithful with it. He trusts that you will use it to bring glory to His name and to help those who are struggling. You have a calling to be a blessing to others, and the treasure is the means by which you will fulfill that calling. This is where your faithfulness will be tested. As the blessings pour in, there will be moments when it seems tempting to keep it all for yourself. But the true test of a chosen one is whether you can give, whether you can multiply, and whether you can invest in others. You are not chosen to hoard your blessings, but to distribute them generously. The more you give, the more you will receive. This is the principle of sowing and reaping, and it is a key part of your success in this season. God is also calling you to be a wise steward. While the treasure is yours, you must manage it carefully. Ask yourself, how am I using my time? How am I using my resources? Am I being intentional with my money, my energy, and my influence? Wise stewardship is not about spending recklessly or chasing after fleeting pleasures. It's about making choices that will honor God and position you to fulfill your purpose. This is the season to be strategic, to invest wisely, and to plan for the long term. Another critical aspect of stewarding this treasure is staying grounded. It's easy to become distracted by the things of this world, especially when the blessings start to flow. But remember, everything you have is a gift from God. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of more, but the truth is that contentment is found in Him, not in material things. Keep your heart centered on His will, and you will find peace and fulfillment in every step of the journey. As you steward the treasure, you will encounter opportunities to elevate others. You will be in positions to lift up those who are struggling, to give to those in need, and to pour into others' lives with the abundance God has entrusted to you. Don't hesitate to be generous. Don't hesitate to invest in people. You have the power to change lives, to open doors for others, and to be a conduit for God's blessings in the lives of those who need it most. This is a season of multiplication. The more you give, the more will come back to you. This is not just a promise of financial prosperity. It's a promise of spiritual growth, of deeper relationships, of greater influence. The treasure you've unlocked is meant to multiply in every area of your life. Expect to see your influence expand, your relationships strengthen, and your opportunities increase as you continue to walk in faith. You will also face challenges in this season. You might encounter setbacks or moments of discouragement, but know this: the treasure you've received is not just a fleeting moment of success. It is a lasting, eternal blessing. The challenges you face will not diminish the treasure. They will only refine it. Every obstacle is an opportunity to demonstrate God's power, to show the world that nothing can stop what God has set in motion. Remember, the treasure is not just about you. It's about the impact you will make on the world. Your success is meant to inspire others, to encourage them, and to show them what is possible when you walk in alignment with God's will. Your life is a testimony of His faithfulness, and now you have the chance to share that testimony with the world. So, as you step into this season of abundance, remember that it's not just about the treasure itself. It's about how you use it to glorify God, to bless others, and to fulfill your purpose. You've been chosen for this moment, and now it's time to rise, to take hold of the treasure, and to steward it wisely. The best is yet to come. As you stand at the pinnacle of this moment, looking at the treasure that has been promised and is now being realized in your life, understand that this is not the finish line, but the beginning of an even greater journey. You've passed the test, you've endured the trials, and now God is opening the floodgates of blessing, favor, and opportunity. But this moment isn't just about you. It's about what's coming next, what you will do with this blessing, and how it will impact the world. The treasure you've unlocked is not just for you to consume, but to multiply. This season is about legacy, about making a difference, and about using what you've been given to change the lives of others. Your breakthrough is not just a personal victory, but a beacon of hope to others who are waiting for their own miracle. You are now a living testimony of what is possible when you trust God through the storm and remain faithful to His calling. But as you prepare to step fully into this next season, it's important to remember one thing. The treasure isn't just about material wealth or success. It's about the transformation that comes from living a life that is aligned with God's purpose. It's about being the light in the darkness, the hope in the despair, and the hand that reaches out to lift others up. You've been chosen, not just to prosper, but to be a vessel through which God's blessings flow to others. One of the most powerful things you can do in this season is to stay humble. As the blessings come, as the doors open, and as your influence grows, remember the foundation that got you here, your relationship with God. It was His hand that guided you through the trials. It was His grace that sustained you when things seemed impossible. The treasure you are receiving is a reflection of His faithfulness, not your own strength. Keep your heart rooted in gratitude, and never lose sight of the one who brought you to this moment. Now, with the treasure in your hands, you are called to be a steward. Stewardship is about more than just managing resources. It's about using everything you have for God's glory. Your wealth, your influence, your time, and your gifts are not yours to hoard, but to use to bless others. You have been entrusted with a mission, and it's time to take that mission to the next level. God is calling you to be a distributor of His blessings. As He blesses you, your role is to bless others in return. The impact you're about to make will be far-reaching. Your success will inspire others to believe that their breakthrough is coming too. You will be a living example of what it looks like to trust God through every season, to stand firm in your faith, and to walk boldly into the promises He has for you. As people watch you step into your purpose, they will be encouraged to do the same. Your life will become a catalyst for change, a spark that ignites a fire of faith and hope in those around you. But even as the blessings overflow, you will encounter new challenges. The higher you go, the more the enemy will try to distract you, to discourage you, and to pull you away from your purpose. It's crucial that you stay grounded in God's Word and His truth. The enemy will try to tell you that you're not worthy of the blessings you're receiving. He will try to convince you that you've reached your limit, that this is as good as it gets. But don't listen to those lies.